Of ESPN FC, I'm Dan Thomas, joined by Ali Moreno and Shaka Hislop. In less than 24 hours, we know which team will be crowned champions of Europe. It is, of course, the Champions League final on Saturday, and what a final. PSG are taking on Arsenal, the final frontier. Here are both coaches.
Well, they are defending the trophy, so they were the last ones that earned the right to leave that trophy, and they are actually the champions, and we are here to take that away from them.
I think we deserve to win the last Champions League. We were, for me, the best or the better team, and yeah, it's more easy when you have the possibilities that we have as a coach and the facilities that the club and of course the level of the players that I have to achieve those goals. And in this moment, we are thinking about the future. The future is winning tomorrow another important trophy, and that's the goal.
We have to play tomorrow with such a clarity, a lot of courage, and a relentless desire to win. If we have those three aspects, I'm sure that we're going to be close to win.
For more on this, let's welcome in Stuart Robson joins us, and Gab Marcotti, who will be attending the final. Gab, you look at this, it really should be a cracker.
Yeah, and you know what? I kind of think it will be. A lot of people talk finals. They look at Arsenal defensively. They look at Paris Saint-Germain, obviously much more attacking, but also capable of being patient and playing possession at times. And, you know, some people have sort of predicted something drab, but man, I'll come out and say it. I have a sense that Arsenal are going to try to throw a curveball. They're going to go for it. I don't think this is going to be sort of the more conservative Arsenal that we saw for large parts during the run-in. And I think we're going to have a bit of an open game. And it was an open game when they played each other last year as well in the semifinals. So I think Arteta might be tempted to go down that route.
Even you, Robbo, with your negative, glass half empty ways, you look at this, you've got the best team in Europe against the best team in England.
Yes, and I think it will be a good game. And I think Gab's absolutely right. I think Arteta's got nothing to lose. I saw the 3 games last year, and Arsenal were as good as PSG in most aspects of the play, and they forced PSG to play in areas they didn't really want to play in, or they try and play in, where they pass it out to the left-sided centre-half, who passes it out to the left back in the corner area, and Arsenal press them quite well. If Arsenal press really, really well, I think they can cause PSG problems, and PSG will struggle to find ways through them. And I also think that PSG, and I saw them a lot this season, they do some strange things defensively. Yeah, they're a good team, but they do some strange things defensively. Hakimi, if he's playing, sometimes goes into midfield, and he leaves Marquinhos 1v1 with the wide player. And that happened many, many times over the course of the season. And if they do that against Arsenal, Arsenal might cause them problems.
We talk about routine as a player. That's what you kind of hang your hat on, that's what you want. On this sort of occasion, it's impossible to have that, though, isn't it? Because you're in a foreign place, a neutral ground, a lot more hype around the game. You've had 2 weeks since you last kicked a ball, pretty much, building up to this final. How much of a difference does that make to the player's psyche going into this?
And don't forget about the expectations as well.
Yes.
What you're playing for, and what it would mean for Arsenal to win this, what it would mean for PSG to defend their title. So there's a lot of things that go into play. And so as a player, yes, you're trying to find continuity, consistency. What time do I wake up? What time do I have breakfast? When is my training? When do I take my nap? And when is it that we have team meeting? And I can go and repeat that over and over again up until the day of the match, and hopefully be ready to play. Difficult to do because this is not just another match. And as much as a player, you like to tell yourself that, and you like to convince yourself of that, and the managers will try to convince the player that this is just another game. Do the things that brought you to this point and you'll be successful. We're talking about human beings. And we're talking about players with expectations. We're talking about players that want to get the best out of themselves and the best out of their teammates and want to go and achieve these things. So easier said than done. It is a challenge for players to keep perspective and to trust that what got you to this point will be good enough to win tomorrow. But that is a challenge that each one of these managers is going to have to face. And it's a challenge that PSG have already been successful at, going back to last season. Arsenal are going to try to prove that tomorrow.
But PSG have been here, done it. And how much of a difference does that make?
They have that experience and,
right.
and that understanding of what it takes to win a final. And Arsenal are yet to. And that's a challenge. Again, to Ali's point, Now, for Arsenal, certainly there are players who have not been in this circumstance, have had to deal with the couple of weeks that have come. The opening whistle can't come soon enough. That's what you want. That's what your everything is geared towards. That's what you're used to. Never mind all the press and all the noise and everything that comes with playing in the Champions League final. You want that whistle to go, and all those things are long forgotten. It's a difficult ask in terms of the emotion of the game as a team that has not played at this level, a final, for some time. Also, it's very different in the build-up to the final, three stages, because in the knockout stages you always have those two legs, and even that is a different game to manage than the one-off final and everything that comes with it. I think experience counts here, and PSG certainly have that in their favour.
It's experience not just for the players. You asked me about the players, about the managers.
Right.
You know, we've talked about Luis Enrique and how he is evolved as a manager from his time with the national team in Spain, as to what he has done with PSG, making the tough decisions. Kylian Mbappe, it's just not going to work, and somehow we become better without one of the best players on the field, and how he's gotten the best out of Dembele and Kvaratskhelia, and you're thinking about all the things that Luis Enrique has done, and they go on to win the title as they did last year in Champions League. We've also talked a lot about Mikel Arteta and the nervous energy that is ongoing in the sidelines, and it's something that is impossible to ignore. How does he handle the moment as well? Is the moment too big for him, or is he prepared for this very moment, for these expectations, to actually behave like a manager, and that his players go and execute a game plan out on the field that allows them to win this title?
Now, there are a couple of injury doubts for both sides going into this. Arteta confirmed today that Timber and Madueke will be fit. Meanwhile, Luis Enrique was asked about Hakimi and about his fitness. He says that he will play. Why am I telling you all this? Well, it's very important when you think about, oh yes, the combined 11. Stuart Robson was given the task to do it. There is Robbo, back in the day before he hated Arsenal.
Way back in the day.
What have we got? Saka, Rice, Gabriel, Saliba and Raya. So just about PSG edge it, Robbo.
They do. They've got, I think, just about the better players. But I had to put the two centre-halves in for Arsenal because defensively they've been excellent. It's a great combination. They've got a bit of pace. They've got a bit of strength. They know how to play with each other. Saka, Saka on his day, I think, is one of Arsenal's most important players, and he can go inside and hit balls with his left foot. And Declan Rice is an outstanding player. Declan Rice is the all-round midfield player. He can be defensive, he can be attacking, he can pass the ball. And then you look at all the PSG players, so much quality. The midfield players can run the game. Kvaratskhelia, who we know can do anything very, very quickly and cause problems. And Dembele, who's been a revelation since he's been a centre forward. So there's so many good things in the two teams at the moment.
Gab, do you concur with that 11?
Yeah, we did this on the Gab and Jules show. Robbo, you'll be pleased to know Jules had exactly the guys you had.
Wow.
I might have gone for Pacho ahead of Gabriel, but there's really very, very little in it. And again, it's interesting because you look at this, they have more players in there. Paris Saint-Germain do. And yet, like we said, last year, it was so close. Donnarumma had to make all those saves. And a year ago, a lot of these guys weren't available. There was no Gabriel for Arsenal. There was no Havertz. There was no Gyökeres. There was no Eze. And of course, Donnarumma's now gone and replaced by Safino. So I don't know. For me, we're going to move away. Like I said before, we're going to move away from the script, and I think we're going to see a pretty open game.
Should we take a look at the odds? Unless you want to add anything to the combined 11, gentlemen?
Sure.
No, let's take a look how the bookies have things set. They think that PSG will win back-to-back Champions League titles as they are favourites. Arsenal, of course, in search of their first ever Champions League win. So what does everybody say? Get ready, get your reading glasses on, because we have to fit a lot of people onto this page. There we go. Oh, me and Jurgen think the same. Wow, that's all you need to know.
Is that how Jurgen feels about it?
What's wrong with Jurgen?
Jurgen's going to Mrs. Klinsmann now. See, I told you, Dan. No, I don't know. Gab, Kay, Jan, Nadem and Robbo all going for Arsenal. Meanwhile, the rest for PSG. Robbo, I think you going for Arsenal is certainly something that will strike quite the concern for Arsenal fans.
It certainly will, yes. But I explained a bit earlier on why I think, and Gab's absolutely right, the 3 games last season, Arsenal certainly weren't outplayed. And even though they lost the home leg in the semi-final, the first 25, 30 minutes, Arsenal dominated the play. PSG couldn't get out, and then they scored a goal on the counter-attack, which just killed off the game. But Arsenal actually played well over the 3 games. They completely dominated the first one. They caused problems in the second with their attacking play, and they dominated the midfield in the third one, only to be caught on the counter-attack. So I think Arsenal, if they go about the game as they did in those 3 games, they've got a chance. If they sit back and play as they have done in the game against Atletico, against Sporting Lisbon, then I think they might have a problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're an Arsenal fan, you're full of positivity given what happened throughout the whole season. But then you think back to, say, the Carabao Cup final and the way you approach that game and what happened. So surely from that you've got to learn your lesson, haven't you?
Do you?
Well, that's what life's about, isn't it?
You should.
all right.
No, well, you should.
Life lessons with Dan Thomas.
You've got to grow and learn.
The thing for me is, with Arteta and Arsenal, listen, I think Arsenal are the best defensive team, certainly the most disciplined defensive team in European football, and that's their strength. And maybe that's where Mikel Arteta goes back to, playing to where Arsenal have found some successes. Similarly, nobody's going to sit here and expect PSG to sit in a low block and defend. That's just not their strength. So I disagree with Stuart and Gab in that I'm expecting Arsenal, at least for the first 25 minutes, to sit back, kind of try to take some of the emotion out of the game, play their way into it, play their way past that emotion, and then hope for the best.
But you've got PSG to win this.
I have PSG to win this. 2-0 was my prediction. I'm just not convinced that Arsenal are prepared to play on the front foot in the way that I think they need to, given what we've seen from them in the one final they've played this season.
Your prediction, Ali, was 1-0.
Well, and I hope that Gab and Stewie are wrong. I mean, and actually that they're right. I hope that they're right and that Arsenal and Mikel Arteta are willing to go and chase PSG and press PSG and take a step forward rather than taking a step back. But over the last 2 months or so, what we have seen from Arsenal is that they have a tendency, instead of taking a step forward, they take a step back and they absorb pressure. And fine, they seem to trust that that's going to be good enough and the set pieces, and they may have advantage in doing that as well. If they get in a back and forth with PSG, I don't think that's something that Arsenal will be successful doing, because they just don't have enough in the attack, certainly, and not as compared to PSG, to trouble PSG in the manner in which PSG could trouble Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal will get after PSG. I think they will absorb pressure. It is what they tend to do. It is what Mikel Arteta tends to do when things get tight. They take a step back rather than a step forward, and in doing that, it allows PSG all the initiative in the game, and then PSG is just going to have to find a way to crack through Arsenal, break them down. It'll take just one goal, because also the question that we've asked for Arsenal for many months, where is the big goal coming from if it's not a set piece? Well, we don't have that answer just yet. And I don't think they're going to find that answer against PSG in the Champions League final.
PSG, of course, are looking to be only the second team. Oh, look at this. This is my brilliant prediction.
Okay. All right.
This was in January. I gave a parlay of PSG to win the Champions League, Arsenal to win the Premier League, and Spain to win the World Cup.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but one question.
Yes?
Didn't you just pick Arsenal?
Yes, there have been some events over the last few weeks that's led up to me changing my mind on Arsenal, trying to maybe curry favour with certain supporters.
Oh, no! Sell out! Sell out! Sell out!
Love you, Arsenal. Arteta's the best in the world.
Very likable.
PSG looking to be the first team since Real Madrid, in fact, the first team, along with Real Madrid, to win back-to-back Champions League titles.
Boy.